ward, a journalist, and she's here to talk about her campaign and your reaction to Nate joining the race. Let's start with that. You've had some pretty pointed words to say about Nate and why he's joined the race.
Well, look, Alan, what I will say is that City Hall is not a backup plan. It is my first choice. It had always been my last choice, and it is not my last resort. I have been a journalist at City Hall for 16 years. City Hall has always been my passion and my priority.
I got to push back on that because you took a leave of absence. You seem to have a way back to your job. Would you not have just left your journalism job if you were 100% in on this?
I think the difference here is that I was an employee of CTV News for 19 years. I was a loyal reporter to the organization. I've been covering City Hall since 2010, as opposed to the opponent who's come into the race, who has sought 4 different electoral offices in the past 4 years.
Okay. Now he says that when asked about it, he says that this is about making a difference, working closer to home. And being in the ward. Why is it that your candidacy is different than his? What would you bring to City Hall that would be different from him?
Well, I would say that if Nate wanted to serve the residents of Beaches East York, then he shouldn't have resigned from his job serving the residents of Beaches East York 1 month ago. This, for me, is about community, not career. It's not a stepping stone to a higher political office. It's where I live. It's where I'm raising my kids with my husband. It's the community that I call home, the community I care about, and that is my driver for making a difference.
You've recently received the endorsement of an important union. Tell me about that.
Thank you. QP Local 416, which represents more than 8,000 outdoor workers with the city, everyone from transportation services to parks and rec workers and more, has offered their support and blessing for our campaign. And I think that's really meaningful because it indicates that I have a good professional working relationship with the union, both with the leadership and with the members of the union, and they respect me as a professional. They trust my judgment. They understand my values, and that is a relationship that I have developed over my time covering City Hall.
Olivia Chow reportedly encouraged Nate to run, wants him on council. What's your reaction to that and your assessment of the mayor's performance?
I think if Nate wants to run on an NDP slate, that is his prerogative, but for me, I have always been nonpartisan. As a journalist, I have never been ideological, but I have always been rooting for the city. And I have said from the get-go in this campaign that I will work with whoever wins the mayoral campaign and whoever wins every other single council seat, because I think in order to be effective locally in the ward, you have to be able to collaborate with the balance of power.
Talking about the balance of power, we have Mike Layton back in now, and of course Nate now being encouraged by the mayor. What does that say to you about the makeup of council and what might be coming our way in October?
It does certainly send a signal that the mayor's office is looking to bring in a very progressive slate and that they are eyeing a certain type of ideology and a vision for the city moving forward. And I would suggest that differs slightly from some of the issues that I've been hearing at the door from the people who I've been canvassing for almost 4 months now. The issues that I've heard at the door that are very important in Beaches East York specifically are getting the East End moving again. That involves fixing traffic, which I'd like to do in part by rebuilding the Gardner ramp. It also comes hand in hand with improving transit. And what I've heard from people at the door as well is they want to reinvest in core services, and that means keeping streets, parks, and public spaces clean, safe, and well-maintained.
Is your campaign going to change now that Nate's in?
Not at all. Absolutely not. We have a really fantastic team who has been working at the doors for almost 4 months now. We have excellent momentum. We have excellent fundraising, and we are in it to win it.
Natalie, great to talk to you again. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Alan.